bringing it back towards the season, looking ahead to the new campaign, obviously we kick off at the weekend. What are your predictions? I mean, I know you've put them out there, but for our viewers who perhaps haven't seen your, let's say, top six, and the ones I always struggle with, actually, Mark, is relegation. They're the ones that I always get
with that this year.
Terribly wrong each season. So what are you thinking for the top six? What are you looking at? How far do you think United can dent into Liverpool and Manchester City's lead?
God, I hope I remember this right, because it was on it's my own bloody video, but I definitely went Liverpool first. I think I went Chelsea second. And look, I don't know what the expectation is with Chelsea, but he's got a lot of good players, and they weren't a terrible team last year. So I went Chelsea second. City third, and everyone thinks City are going to win the league, and I don't get it. I still think Pep hasn't got a plan B. I still think he'll go to places like Southampton, have 20 shots and still lose 1-0. He's only bought Aki, Ferran Torres, and all right, he'd probably get Koulibaly, but I still, they've lost David Silva. I still think they're going to be inconsistent, so I put them third. I put us fourth. I think I put Spurs fifth and Arsenal sixth.
Yeah, it's difficult. I don't like to do predictions until the transfer window's closed, but in this case, obviously, it's a different world because they had it so the window closed before the season starts. Now it's moved to October 5th, so it is difficult. I mean, there are other clubs going underneath the radar. Wolves, again, are out there in the market dipping their toes in. Leeds coming up, I know, massive rival to Manchester United, and I was talking to the lads at All Leeds Fan TV the other day, and great crack on there, but they're looking forward to the banter as well with United fans, and they've gone out and I think dropped 120 odd million so far when they've come up. So there are clubs that are being bold in this window. It's going to be a very interesting season.
See, I've got to be honest, I didn't know they spent that much money, because I've said they're going down. And I said West Brom and Fulham are definitely going down. I really struggle with relegation. I said West Brom and Fulham are going down because they're just not very good. And I said, to me, it could be Newcastle, it could be West Ham, it could be Palace, it could be I don't think it'll be Brighton. But I was like, you know what? If I've got to pick a third team to go down, which you've got to do on a prediction, I'm just going to go Leeds, basically because they're a newly promoted team. Whereas I think Newcastle and everyone else, they're Premier League teams, aren't they? And I think that experience helps. But after what you've just said there, it probably won't be Leeds. And it's probably more wishful thinking, really.
Probably, yeah. I'll give you that. With me, I mean, I have that bias for West Brom. I mean, they'll always think of Tony Pulis to me. I mean, I don't care how long he was at Stoke. I mean, I don't want them up. I'm not even going to lie to you. I hope they go straight back down. For me, I think it's still going to be a fight out, Mark, between Liverpool and City for the title. I don't think, even with the spending of Chelsea, I think people underestimate, one, how long it's going to take these players to gel. Two, how Frank Lampard's going to be exposed, and the pressure that Frank Lampard is now going to be under, because there's no more little old Frank Lampard didn't have the purse strings open, had to make do with the youngsters. He's under serious pressure now, man, with the spending that he's gone out there and done. How do you think he's going to do at Chelsea, or do you think he'll be replaced?
I predicted Timo Werner is going to be the top goal scorer this season. I watched a lot of Chelsea last year, and they missed a lot of chances. They lost 12 games. I remember the Everton game. They lost it 2-1, and they had so many chances. So I think Werner and Havertz and Ziyech are real quality players. So I think they'll score a lot more. But yeah, I think the pressure's on. It'd be interesting to see how they start the season. I think they've got to start the season and basically, win 5 of the first 6 games. And then, the confidence grows from that. A little bit like when Mourinho came into Chelsea. It's almost like a brand new start for them. So, but again, I'd be very surprised if Man City have got the consistency. I still think they're vulnerable, and I don't think they've done enough to improve. Aguero will be out for at least 2 months with a hamstring again. I don't rate Jesus. Sterling's hot and cold. Sane's gone now. Mahrez I like. Bernardo Silva I like. Ferran Torres will be a decent player. De Bruyne is obviously world class, but I just don't look at that. Maybe I'm getting this wrong because a lot of people are putting City as their favourites, but I just don't think City are the threat. And I hope that Liverpool are going to not be as relentless as they were, because I think if Liverpool drop from where they are to maybe sort of late 80s, and United and Chelsea can add 15 points on, which is quite doable, then it just condenses everything sort of into the 80-point region. But I still think you'll win the league, yeah.
What always makes me smile is we'll go into the Champions League campaign, and yet again, they'll probably make Manchester City favourites to win the Champions League, that we all know they're just not going to do it.